As many of you know, since we've arrived back from Pakistan in March, we haven't traveled outside the country much, and our ministry has shifted to food distribution. With our partners, we've been able to give a month's food supply to over 1,000 families and have seen many of them come to Christ. We've received incredible testimonies from India, from Burma, from Pakistan, from Nepal, and elsewhere where God has just been moving in incredible ways. In Pakistan, we heard of one man who lost his job and his family was completely out of food. There wasn't a crumb in the house, and they had decided to commit suicide as a family rather than face starvation. That same day, our team showed up with a month's supply of food and were able to minister Christ to that family. Then in Burma, there was a terrible forest fire in April which burned down a remote village church that was planted by one of our students. The church was planted about 5 years ago and it had grown to about 30 people. The village chief has been very angry that so many people in his village have been born again. And for years he has spoken against that pastor and the church, telling the entire village that to leave animism is to leave their culture and to bring a curse upon the village. Then the fire came and burned not only the church, but a majority of the people's houses, all of their crops, and the house of the village chief. We had committed to help the church with their basic food supplies, but the Lord stirred our hearts to go ahead and feed the entire village for 5 months while they rebuild, replant, and until they're able to reap a harvest in October of this year. When the village chief saw the truck full of food show up and learned that it was sent by Christians, he came weeping and repented openly to the pastor in front of the entire village, asking forgiveness for all that he had been saying over the past few years. How can a man who has been hated and persecuted turn around to love and bless his enemies? That gave the pastor the opportunity to share the gospel with the village chief for the first time. The chief was amazed at the message of Jesus Christ and how God so loved a world that hated him that he gave his only begotten Son that that world might be saved. We are so grateful for your continued support that's allowing us to minister in this capacity. It's going to cost $18,000 to feed this village for 5 months. And if you're able to help in any way, please get a hold of us and join us as we reach this entire village, not only with food every month, but also with the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, and may the Lord bless you and your family.